Here's a truth that comes from a realized man.
It feels like you work your whole life to celebrate winning a tournament for like a few minutes. It only lasts a few minutes, that kind of euphoric feeling. And like to win the Byron Nelson Championship at home, I literally worked my entire life to become good at golf, to have an opportunity to win that tournament. And you win it, you celebrate, get to hug my family, my sister's there. It's such an amazing moment. And then it's like, okay, now what are we going to eat for dinner? You know, life goes on.
He's the #1 golfer. He's winning so many tournaments, but it's very clear for him that it's not fulfilling.
You know, there's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to #1 in the world, and then they're like, what's the point? And, you know, I really do believe that, because, you know, what is the point?
This is discussed by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. He says that the wise, they do not take pleasure in sources of misery, which have a beginning and an end. Adyanta Vanta Konteya. Adi and Anta, beginning and end. So, momentary.
Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know. Because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, you know? I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? You know, this is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest places of your heart.
And he's saying that he's not really trying to inspire others into the same type of life of chasing momentary happiness.
We work so hard for such little moments, and you know, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point, you know, because
So what should be the goal of life then, if not to aspire for big dreams?
You know, that's why I talk about families being my priority, because it really is. You know, I'm blessed to be able to come out here and play golf, but if my golf ever started affecting my home life, or it ever affected the relationship I have with my wife or with my son, you know, that's going to be the last day that I play out here for a living.
Well, if you want temporary fulfillment, definitely go for material goals. But if you want joy and happiness, just as he realizes that he feels better happiness and fulfillment in the relationship he has with his family and children. So a clue that life's goal has to do with the feelings of the heart, where you serve and reciprocate love with the supreme living being. Serving Krishna, reciprocating love with Krishna, means you get supreme satisfaction, real happiness.